Friggin' robots this episode, huh? I can't be the only one here who hates robots.
I'm sorry, I'm not in right now, but if you need a smile put on that face, just interact with my Joker bot here.
I don't care for that at all. Welcome back to another episode of Batman the Animated Recap. Last time, we covered The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne, featuring a lackluster introduction to the villain Dr. Hugo Strange. This time, we get the Batman version of Tale of the Body Snatchers, Season 1, Episode 38 of Batman the Animated Series, Heart of Steel, Part 1. We open on a blonde woman leaving a briefcase at the front desk of Wayne Enterprises. We don't see her face, but it is immediately obvious that she's up to no good. Security puts the briefcase in an office as Bruce Wayne is leaving for the night. While security is focused on helping Bruce leave, this happens.
Makes me nervous.
A briefcase that can carry its own briefs? That's handy.
I doubt Blondie left that walking suitcase behind to sell Wayne on some new tech. The robo-case heads up a stairwell to the R&D department, easily bypassing all security.
I'm sorry, no. For that wall to be part of the vault, it would have to be made of some sort of reinforced material, especially for it to have stayed in one piece like that. It would most likely have to be heavy, and we know that even with robotics in that case, it was still light enough to be easily handled by the security guards. There is no way it had enough mass to move a block like that. Joker, you work with robots, you know what I'm talking about.
Sorry, Crane, we're not simpatico here. I work exclusively with comic book robotics, and they can do whatever I want them to, regardless of the sense it makes.
Typical.
Using state-of-the-art vacuum cleaner technology, the robo-case steals some microchips from the vault, which triggers the building's alarm. Security has Bruce wait in a nearby office while they go investigate upstairs, but we all know that Bruce doesn't just watch from the sidelines.
Stay put? I don't think so.
Did you just do your Batman voice for your own benefit?
Yeah, I have to get myself psyched up to fight crime. And did you just open a secret door by touching the wall? How do you prevent just anyone from opening that by accident? A hand scanner? Are you asking me or telling me? Yes.
The robo-case gasses the security guards, but encounters Batman when it tries to board the elevator. It makes a run for it, but Batman lassos the case and plays tug-of-war with it until it starts using lasers.
What if it shot you in the face? Yeah, what if he shot me in the face? Have I just been constantly putting myself in harm's way to feel alive inside?
You should try a roller coaster. Way less chance of getting your head taken off.
Didn't Fabio get hit in the face by a bird on a roller coaster?
I said less chance, not no chance.
The robo-case flees to the roof and blasts off into the sky with a rocket somehow hidden under its interior facade. Fortunately, Batman keeps a hang glider on the roof for just such a situation.
Are those wooden slatted French doors as the security measure for your bat tech? Yeah, so? Anyone could easily get through those. Not without the remote they couldn't.
The rocket lands on a beach where the blonde from the opening is waiting to take the microchips. She gets into a self-driving car and starts to head home, but Batman somehow catches up to her in his glider. Unfortunately for him, the blonde's car is well armed.
He's on a slow-moving hang glider! That gun has the worst targeting ever!
The turret finally hits the wing of the glider, sending Batman into the drink. Later, Batman arrives back at the Batcave with the broken, waterlogged glider, prompting Alfred to give us some of his signature sass.
I do wish you wouldn't be so rough with your toys, Master Bruce.
Bruce gets a call from Lucius Fox regarding the theft. While the chips were stolen, the specs on them were not, so the thief shouldn't be able to replicate the technology. We learn that the Wayne Tech chips are state-of-the-art and can create artificial intelligence.
So Batsy's responsible for the most popular TikTok trends?
Broads pimping OnlyFans accounts?
Singing with auto-tune and pretending you're not?
Scammer ads stealing clips from popular users and passing them off as their own?
No! AI filters! It's like I'm surrounded by a bunch of lunatics.
I had nothing to do with any of those, and I've seen to it that you can't prove otherwise.
Over at Wayne Enterprises, Commissioner Gordon talks to Bruce and Lucius about the theft, and we learn that the only other team looking into AI is at a company called Cybertron. We learn that the owner of Cybertron, Carl Rossum, has been a bit of a recluse for a while following the death of his daughter. Oh, speaking of daughters, it's at this exact moment that Barbara Gordon arrives.
Oops, bad timing.
Barbara, come in. You've grown.
What? She's not even Batgirl yet. How is she in the episode and I'm not?
Oh, Rico. Where did you come from?
It's Robin, and I've been here the whole time.
I'm the world's greatest detective, Robert. I think I would have noticed if you had been.
Whatever.
We find out that Barbara has a teddy bear from when she was a little girl that her dad always brings with him when picking her up at the airport. This embarrasses Gordon, and he rushes them out of the office. Later, at Cybertron Industries, Bruce meets what I'm calling the ugliest child's toy of the 90s. Bruce is taken to meet with Carl Rossum, who showboats with some of his fanciest technology.
Cappuccino?
As a business professional, I would love a cappuccino machine on my desk that looks like a lamp, but I'd be irritated if I was looking for a light source and got a hot beverage instead. And that foot massager was awful. It just grinds your ankles together. Ooh, someone sounds jealous. I am not jealous. If you're going to brag with tech, just make sure it's tech that works. Who does this guy think he is, the dad from Gremlins?
All you do is, you take your toothbrush out, and you push this button. That's no problem. That's absolutely no problem.
Carl takes Bruce to see his most ambitious project, Hardak.
Holographic, analytical, reciprocating, digital computer.
Hardak. Okay. And you?
Batsy. Could you have been any less subtle in hiding your erection?
I was not hiding an erection.
My point exactly.
Your hand is like ice.
Sorry, I've been in the cold room.
Oh yeah, she's a robot for sure.
What? Don't be ridiculous. She is not.
Uh-huh. World's greatest detective, eh?
I'll remind you that unlike me, you are expendable.
I retract my statement. She is definitely not a robot. Ha! Way to chicken out, boy blunder.
Bruce asks what Hardak does, but Carl answers in a way that indicates maybe he isn't in charge anymore.
Let's just say that certain, projects are under his control.
Bruce gives up and instead asks Carl's assistant, Randa, on a date. Meanwhile, we see that Hardak is creating a naked Terminator with strategically placed smokestacks.
Stupid sensors.
We get the reveal that even if Randa isn't a robot, she is working for Hardak, who tells her she failed to get the design specifics it needed. She says that she'll try again, and Hardak says that some people in power are getting too curious and need to be dealt with. It says the next duplicant is ready, implying that some other people may have already been replaced with robot doppelgangers.
If Batsy were a robot, we'd never know because he already acts like one.
Negative. I do not. No, it would be easy to find out if Batman were replaced with a robot. Just mention his dear sweet mummy, and if he doesn't have a meltdown, he's the robot.
That's the real him.
We also see that Randa is the blonde from earlier, if that wasn't already apparent to everyone watching. Later, at Commissioner Gordon's home, Randa shows up with Gordon's robo-double, swapping the two. We also learn a couple of other things in this scene. Number one, Barbara does not know how to walk through a living room like a normal person. And two, these robots still have some bugs to work out in the system if they're going to pass themselves off as the original person.
Were you outside? Your hand is like ice.
I'm fine.
Dad, are you sure you're...
I said I'm fine.
Don't you like the roast, Dad?
It's fine.
It couldn't pass for Gordon, but I agree. It could pass for the Bat.
I am not a robot.
Over at Wayne Enterprises, Lucius and Bruce are updating their security when Randa arrives.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all.
Jeez, Bats, get a room.
That's the plan. I have like 100 of them back in my place.
Gross. Old people doing it. I'm out. Randa pulls out a compact to apply some lipstick, but leaves it on Bruce's desk when they leave for their date. It turns out the compact is another tiny robot whose housing must be made from the same stuff as the TARDIS because it is clearly way bigger on the inside to hold all of its gadgets. It hacks Bruce's computer, which results in his date getting interrupted.
I'm on my way. I have to go out. Call Alfred if you need anything. I'll be back soon.
But you were just questioning her in a way that made it seem like you thought she and or her boss were in on the theft. I mean, knowing what you keep in the basement, why would you leave her there alone?
I didn't. Alfred was there. But you didn't even prepare him, let alone tell him to keep an eye on her. Please, Alfred is a combat veteran. I'm pretty sure he can handle himself.
If only you had a sidekick who could keep an eye on things for you while you're gone.
Oh, sure. But where would I find one of those?
What the f***?
Language.
I'm only going to take this kind of abuse 7 or 8 more times before I am out of here for good. Humph.
Oh, you said sidekick. I thought he said psychic.
Back at Wayne Enterprises, the Robo-Compact has moved outside the office window and eavesdrops to hear that Bruce uploaded a decoy file to his computer. This prompts Hardak to contact Randa to tell her to search for the file at Bruce's home. Bruce tries calling the mansion but gets no answer, prompting him to head home. But before he gets there, Randa finds the Batcave and...
Hardak, I've definitely found something. Bruce Wayne is Batman.
This is the second episode in a row where someone has discovered your secret identity.
Which won't be a problem, so long as she and I get married. And does that happen? You'll just have to wait until next time to find out. Well, obviously it doesn't.
Bruce returns home to find his unconscious butler. He wakes Alfred, who has no memory of getting tased. Bruce suits up as Batman to head into the Batcave. He tells the computer to run a scan, which results in a cliffhanger of an ending.
What?
How deep is your friggin' cave? That thing was moving at a pace for a while.
My best guess? The cave is located near the center of the Earth.
While it feels like Batman makes a bunch of rookie mistakes in this story, it is a great episode for setting up tension that will no doubt get paid off in part 2. Hardak really seems like a villain that has outmatched Batman, and with robot copies of people running around Gotham, we don't even know who we can trust. I'm excited to see how Batman gets out of this one. What did you think, Joker?
Sorry, had to pop out for a quick crime spree, but I pre-recorded my response on this Joker bot knowing that the host would want my expert opinion. As a lover of robots, I was both pleased and infuriated by this episode. I found the robotics on display top-notch, while at the same time being reminded of the demise of poor old Captain Cloud. Ah well, as long as he is remembered in all our hearts, our steel hearts. He's never truly exploded, is he? 4 out of 5 times, Bruce makes uncomfortable advances on the assistance of his rich friends.
We want to thank the courageous Gothamites who financially support the channel on Patreon. Jay Booth, Sean Hart, Jimmy Purcell, Rick Maxwell, Tony Ebbers, Jessica Tim, EC, and J.R. Green. A pleasure to have you all at the asylum. If you're interested in joining these growing ranks, you can do so at patreon.com/jackofallnerds. You know you want to. Don't give in to fear. Just remember, not all heroes wear capes. You hear that, Batman?
Join us next time when we'll be covering Heart of Steel Part 2. I assume we'll find out if Robot Batman acts more like a human than actual Batman. Till next time, kiddies! Look, if yous really ain't a robot, just prove it.
I don't need to prove it. Robin can vouch for me. He can't do it! Fine, I'll prove it. I'll tell a joke. Knock, knock.
Oh, who's there?
Gut check.
Gut check who?
You!
Good one.
Now that is my kind of gag. But Batsy telling a joke? That might just prove you are a robot.
You gotta be f***ing kidding me!
Language.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you don't, I'll switch the Jokerbot off chuckle mode. And you don't want that. His puns are worse than mine.